Have you noticed lately this resistance inside yourself? Maybe as you're trying to get up earlier, work out, express yourself, approach that girl that you see in the street. Almost like there's something inside of us, resistance, that is trying to stop us from doing what we know would make us and other people around us feel good, and more importantly, becoming what we're supposed to become. I certainly have noticed that resistance in the last 27 years of my life or so, and it has always fascinated me. Confidently, I dare to say that your whole life as a man is defined by the very relationship you have with your unique resistance. Semen retention does something very interesting in regards to this specific relationship. And this is not just coming from my isolated experience for the last 5 years with semen retention. This is confirmed by almost every client I've worked with. Semen retention changes the relationship with your resistance. I'm gonna tell you exactly what's going on. Not just the abstract, wishy-washy, hyping up semen retention. No, I'm gonna tell you exactly what's going on and how you can have this give you a different life. And I'm not kidding, because your relationship with resistance changing defines your life. It changes everything. Every micro detail and experience you have. Since you are a man that embraced the masculine journey, then this video might be very important. Let's get into it. So first of all, what is resistance? Newton's third law describes it best. For every action or force in nature, there is an equal and opposite reaction. We all learned this in high school, but I bet that it didn't blow your mind back then. It didn't for me. Every single action you exert, every force you exert on this universe, on this world, by building something, any action poses an equal but opposite force trying to stop you. And why this should blow your mind is that that equal but opposite force indicates how important that very action is. If you experience just a little bit of resistance, then that gives away that the reaction, the reward, the outcome is also likely to be small. If you experience a metric ton of resistance, then that gives away that there is a huge potential reward, outcome, result waiting for you on the other side. Resistance is always telling you where you should go. Your personal resistance isn't your enemy, it is your compass. I wish it were that easy, but resistance knows you. That's why I said unique relationship, because in my case, it works mostly through perfectionism. In your case, it might be procrastination or imposter syndrome, or a combination of all of them. Basically, it knows you to the core. So it knows exactly how to convince you to stay in your warm home, under your warm blanket, instead of going to the gym, that social event, or getting a head start on creating your business. Now, having established that, there's a darker part to it. Namely that if you are not able to overcome your resistance, and so in other words, if your relationship to resistance is bad, it consistently overcomes you and dictates your life, then you will go to a very bad place as a man. This brings you towards addictions, passivity, low self-esteem. We've all been there at some point in our lives, right? What I'm trying to say with that is that it's incredibly vital, imperative to have a powerful relationship with your resistance. Changing that relationship has to do with your deployable energy, because not everyone is Gary Vee or Grant Cardone.
Think about what I was doing when I didn't have it.
Who works harder, me or you?
Me.
How do you know that?
You just can't be working 18 hours a day every day the way I am. I just don't think you are.
You don't really know anything about me.
Maybe you and I don't have this massive childhood trauma that's driving us to work 18 hours a day and sleep 4 hours a day and be fine. You and I might be more balanced individuals. Maybe we're not. Anyhow, we're facing resistance. The variable of resistance cannot be lowered. Resistance is inherent to life, and it is a very crucial and beautiful part about life. The other side, however, your deployable energy, this can be altered. And that's where we talk about semen retention. Semen retention has a magnificent effect on three things that relate to your deployable energy. Number one is the way your dopamine system works. We know from science that the results of both masturbation and watching porn have a ridiculous effect on your dopamine system. To put it very bluntly, if you watch porn every day, masturbate every day, it ruins your dopamine system. Secondly, it changes your self-image. And your self-image is directly related to your deployable energy. If you have a positive image about yourself, you are more willing to do anything, to take action. If your self-image is very negative, most of the time you will be beating yourself up rather than taking action. And semen retention has an inexplainable effect on both your dopamine system and the way you view yourself. But that's not it. There is a third part that is more difficult to explain. It's the uncharted territory of the primal side within you, the spiritual side of semen retention. Because not everything in the world is an objective, science-based truth. I really place a lot of value in the subjective truth and the fact that you are retaining a force within you that is able to create life. The primal spiritual side of that cannot be excluded from this. So your dopamine system, your self-image, and the uncharted territory of the spiritual primal side that gets activated through semen retention all massively affect your deployable energy level. So whereas before resistance felt like this immovable wall that in most days seems like it controls us, that it seems almost impossible to go to the gym so late in the evening. It seems almost impossible to go up to that girl and say hi. It seems almost impossible to go to that first Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or kickboxing class. Where resistance cannot be lowered, semen retention will increase the deployable energy you have to counteract resistance. And so the relationship changes to a place where you have sufficient deployable energy in your day-to-day life to overcome resistance. What you'll see is, as you start overcoming resistance consistently, the relationship changes. It becomes exciting, it becomes fun. You start looking for resistance. You start enjoying this 2-hour-long sparring session. You start enjoying this late-night gym session. You almost start enjoying a rejection from a girl or from someone on the street, knowing that you overcame your resistance by saying something. It changes how you live your life. It gives you a different life. And I'm not even kidding, man. It's the very essence of this masculine journey that you are on. It's the very essence of what makes you feel good as a man. Since the dawn of time, it has always been overcoming resistance, doing hard things that makes us feel good and needed and valuable. We have to honor that. This video isn't intended to talk about insane levels of discipline and this and that. I'm giving you a path to a different life, a sort of kickstart of building a new relationship with your resistance. It's going to level the playing field so that you can create a new relationship. And once you do, it makes you feel comfortable in the discomfort of taking action. And that is a beautiful place to be as a man. It's truly life-changing. I'm making this video because I wish that for you on your personal masculine journey. Thank you for watching until the end. I appreciate your support. If you want to subscribe to my newsletter, click in the link in the description. Also, as a heads up, 2 spots just opened up for my coaching programs. If you would like to launch into your masculine journey by establishing your purpose and monetizing it together with me, then I'm here for you. Or if you already have established your purpose and you want to start building at high velocity, then I'm also here. If either of those 2 directions sound interesting to you, then click on the link in the description. We'll have a free call. We'll meet each other and see if we're a great fit to start this transformation. And for now, that's about it. See you in the next one.